almost every man who finds himself in love with a woman of depth, grace, and inner strength, he becomes a deeply fulfilled man. He knows, whether consciously or not, that she is a rare gem. And because of that, he holds on to her with everything he has, cherishing her presence, determined to keep her by his side forever. If we women truly understand this fundamental truth, then I believe with all my heart that happiness would no longer be a fleeting dream. It would become a constant companion throughout our lives. Have you ever wondered why some women, despite giving everything, despite loving deeply, sacrificing their time, their energy, and their dreams for a man, still find themselves met with indifference? Why does the man they love remain cold, emotionally distant, even dismissive? Why is their devotion unreciprocated? And have you also seen the opposite? A woman who seems to enter love effortlessly, no grand gestures, no painful sacrifices, no desperate efforts, yet the man adores her. He treasures her, pampers her, and remains unwaveringly devoted, even when she's playfully demanding or childishly sweet. So what is the difference? Where lies the root of this mystery? What quality does one woman possess that makes a man respect and value her so deeply? The answer, if you're willing to see it, lies in one powerful word: pride. Not arrogance, not vanity, but the deep sense of pride a man feels when he is with the right woman. When a man feels proud of the woman by his side, when he feels that being with her elevates his worth in the eyes of others, then no beauty, no charm, no temptation from the outside world can steal him away. He will remain loyal. He will cherish her, honor her, and protect that bond with everything he has. In truth, when it comes to love, many men care more about respect than affection. It is not the lack of love that frightens them most, it is the absence of recognition, the feeling that their worth is unseen or unappreciated, especially by the one person who is supposed to understand them best: their wife, their partner. So if you remember anything, let it be this: what a man needs most in love and in marriage is to feel proud, proud of his partner, proud of his home, and proud of himself in her eyes. And how do we create that feeling? Simple acts. Praise him in front of others. Speak well of him to his friends, to strangers, even to his family. Raise him up with your words. Celebrate him not just in private, but publicly. Never fear that lifting him up will somehow lower your own value. That is a false belief. When a man feels uplifted by the woman he loves, he will, in turn, raise her higher. A man who feels honored will never walk alone, he will want to take you with him, through every success, every chapter of his life. Too often, women fall into the role of the silent supporter, handling the home, raising the children, managing the expectations of two families, all while believing that quiet sacrifice will earn their husband's love and appreciation. And while there is beauty in devotion, the harsh truth is that women who retreat entirely into domestic roles may slowly become invisible in the eyes of their partners. What starts as noble sacrifice becomes silent suffering. Because no one truly sees the weight a man carries out in the world, the stress, the expectations, the burdens. And if he returns home to a partner who is physically present but emotionally disconnected, who doesn't affirm him, who doesn't celebrate him, then the distance begins. And if that emotional gap widens, if there is no shared time, no deep conversations, no mutual understanding, then eventually, the cracks appear. Silence replaces laughter. Routine replaces romance. We tell ourselves we are doing everything for the family, but what is left of ourselves? If we stop nurturing our spirit, if we stop tending to our own inner life, how can we possibly offer emotional richness to our partner? Many women say, if I don't do it, no one will. But perhaps the deeper issue is that we haven't yet created a space of mutual connection. We haven't yet built that bridge where our partner truly sees us, not just as a caregiver, but as an equal force beside him. The deepest power a woman holds is the ability to make a man feel proud to have her in his life. That pride becomes an emotional insurance policy. It becomes the invisible shield that protects the relationship during hard times. Forget the surface-level advice from romantic books, those endless theories about always giving, always encouraging, always sacrificing. Instead, learn this truth: a man remains loyal to the woman who makes him feel like the best version of himself. Not through grand gestures, but through consistent, heartfelt affirmation. So how do you do it? Learn the art of recognition. Praise his smallest efforts. Celebrate his wins, big or small. Acknowledge his strength, his kindness, his intentions. Speak of him as if he is the man he dreams of becoming, and watch him rise to meet that vision. That is not manipulation. That is emotional wisdom. And it might just be the most powerful secret in love, the unspoken truth about love, pride, and presence. As long as we haven't yet given a man the kind of feelings that ignite pride in his heart, the kind that make him feel significant, seen, and valuable in his own eyes, we remain the woman he may one day walk away from. This is the quiet truth that lingers in the background of so many relationships, often unnoticed until it's too late. One of the hardest, most sobering realizations I've come to in life is just how often this happens. I've met women in late-night bars, in dim karaoke lounges, under the glow of neon lights where laughter masks loneliness. And beneath the noise, the music, and the fleeting pleasures, you'll find countless silent stories. Stories of women whose husbands appear loving at home, attentive to their children, affectionate in routine, but who still, night after night, wander into these places seeking something more. Not always physical, but something emotional. Something they feel is missing. And isn't that, in a quiet way, a form of betrayal? Perhaps they are not yet physically entangled with someone else, but emotionally. Their energy, their excitement, their longing, it's being invested elsewhere. Their spirit is already halfway out the door. And what are we, then, to these men? I must speak plainly, even if it stings. Many women in such situations are no longer seen as partners, but as caretakers. Some, heartbreakingly, are seen merely as the woman who gave birth to their children, or worse, as someone they cohabitate with, not connect with. I say this not to hurt, but to awaken. Because only in truth can we begin to change. So what is the solution? We must reclaim our presence. Not just our physical presence, but our emotional, energetic, and spiritual essence. If you want your partner to feel proud to walk beside you, to look at you not just with affection, but with admiration, then start by nurturing your own light. Care for your body, yes, but also your mind and your soul. Not for vanity. For vitality. For vibrancy. A woman walking beside her man can either be his crown, or his shadow. She can either shine like a gem, or disappear like a whisper. Whether you are his wife, his partner, the mother of his children, or all of the above, you must never stop being you. The best version of you. When a man walks beside a woman who glows with confidence, elegance, and self-respect, he doesn't just feel lucky, he feels proud. And that pride anchors him. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's sacred. You are not just showing up for yourself. You are showing up for your relationship. You are the mirror he holds to the world. Whether he wants to bring you into his social circles, introduce you at important gatherings, or simply sit beside you in public, much of that stems from how you carry yourself. This is not theory. It is truth proven in real lives, over and over. I have witnessed countless couples who started with fire, wild attraction, late-night talks, dreams shared under starlit skies. But over time, the fire faded. Not because love disappeared, but because the value they once placed on admiration, appearance, and emotional elevation vanished. And so comes the second secret: uplift your man. Make him feel strong. Not just in private, but publicly. When he succeeds, celebrate him. And when he stumbles, stand taller beside him. It's easy to praise a man who's already great. But the rarest, most beautiful act of love is to believe in him before he believes in himself. A woman who does that becomes unforgettable. Don't ever think you lose something by honoring your partner. You lose nothing by lifting him. You gain connection. You gain intimacy. You gain a man who wants to rise for you. Because he sees in your eyes a version of himself he wants to live up to. When you notice the good in him that others overlook, when you choose to focus on his potential instead of his shortcomings, when you speak life into his path, he returns to you not as a distant roommate, but as an engaged companion. He shares the burdens. He helps with the children. He listens. He cares. Not because you demanded it, but because he wants to. Because now, you're not just married, you're united. You're a team. And a team, together, can drain oceans with their bare hands. This is how love becomes unshakable. How marriages endure. Not through perfection, but through deep, quiet loyalty. A love that feels like safety, like admiration, like home. A love where the man doesn't just keep you at his side, he keeps you in his heart, carries you in his spirit, shows you off not out of pride, but out of gratitude. But let me be clear, this message is not only for women. To every man who reads these words, never hesitate to invest in your woman's joy. Let her feel beautiful. Support her growth. Encourage her to shine. When she feels radiant, she radiates love back into every corner of your life. Her glow becomes your fuel. Her joy becomes your compass. This is the ripple effect of mutual respect. This isn't about gender. It's about unity. It's about us, two souls willing to grow, heal, and support each other. That is what makes love last. That is what turns ordinary relationships into sacred, soul-deep connections. And yes, there is more. Much more. There are countless layers to love. Infinite mysteries in marriage. And I promise, I will continue to uncover them, one insight at a time. I will keep sharing these truths, not to impress you, but to free you, from old beliefs, from cultural conditioning, from anything that keeps you from having the relationship you truly deserve. Before I go, I want to hear from you. What do you think? What is your story? What has your journey taught you? I would be honored to read your thoughts, to hear your perspective. And if this message stirred something in you, if it reminded you of someone who might need to hear these words, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Spread it. Let it reach the hearts it's meant to. And finally, if you want to walk this journey of love and growth with me, follow along. Because ahead lies a series of deep conversations, honest insights, and heartfelt tools to help you not just find love, but keep it. Nurture it. Grow old in it. Because love, when honored, becomes the most powerful force in our lives.